Lancaster is now a net zero city, or is it close to net zero?
No, we're net zero city, meaning we produce more electricity from the sun than we use. We're still tied to the grid. And, there's lots of problems of being tied to the grid. And one is resiliency if something happens, you know.
Mm.
Like City Hall stays up and running. And what I'm attempting to do is all essential buildings will convert as quickly as possible to hydrogen. Now that we are able to produce the hydrogen and fill the tanks, it's the only solution I'm aware of. Now, I am encouraged that because of the thirst for power from the AI installations that are going in, they're reopening nuclear plants. It would be preferably the way to do that would be to build the smaller plants that they come from the factory already self-contained, and you just send them back to the factory. Most of the problems that come with nuclear have been solved, certainly in regards to a safety issue. But again, you can't build a nuclear power plant in less than 20 years if you have the government wanting to do it. It's too late. It's too late. The only solution we have now is batteries, solar, and hydrogen, and you need all three. No?
Mm-hmm. How about wind?
Well, yeah, you got wind in there. I think wind has been pretty well maxed out at this point. All of it has to come together, but it has to come together now. Now California has made incredible strides. We produce more power in California than any other source from solar, and wind. It's the storage of it that's the problem. You got to turn on those gas power plants or coal power plants in Utah because of the storage. But hydrogen solves that problem, and it does amazing things in regards to natural gas. Today, this moment, we could bleed 20% of the gas that goes into your house could be hydrogen, which would have a substantial impact on the footprint.
I think one thing for the audience to kind of recognize, maybe we can talk through it, is just kind of how you're taking the electricity from the solar arrays and creating this green hydrogen. And then the green hydrogen is essentially the storage place akin to a battery. And then you can use the green hydrogen when you need it, right?
Right. Ideally, what's going to occur is you have the solar, like City Hall. This is what we're doing there. We'll have solar panels, we'll have a battery, and then we have the hydrogen. And with the hydrogen, you can keep generating the electricity without being on the grid. And the excess energy you store in the battery. It's nothing really complicated. The fuel cells, you can take a relatively small fuel cell and power a neighborhood, power a housing tract, just one. The uses are endless, cleaner, and it's from all our projections, it's going to be cheaper as soon as we scale it up. The problem that we've had with hydrogen is everybody was looking at automobiles. Well, no, eventually, but no. I mean, it's going to take so long to get that infrastructure into play. Like in Japan, there's only 6,000 Marias, and that's where they came from. But where it really works is powering trucks, taking care of the ports. I mean, the ports just pour carbon into the atmosphere. You can take a fuel cell this big, plug a ship into it when it comes into port, and you can turn those diesels off. Because otherwise you got to keep them running to just keep electricity in the ship. It's just a question of getting the factories up and running to build the fuel cells. And we'll be doing that in Lancaster soon.